Good afternoon to all, and it is not part of the program that I'm expected to give closing remarks. But yesterday, when I, as Chancellor, came up to this podium to close this event, I felt that it would have been an act of irresponsibility in my capacity as Chancellor if I didn't dialogue with you, not address you, but dialogue with you. Because I felt that there is always that need for us to engage, to trigger an environment of enlightenment, an environment that makes each of us here leave a wiser person, a wiser man and a wiser woman. So I wish to dialogue with you. I wish to tell you, for example, that the artist is the pulse beat of a nation and is often described as the conscience of the world. I think it is important that we appreciate those sentiments, because those sentiments have been actualized worldwide by the recent giving of the Nobel Peace, the Nobel Laureate Prize in Literature, to a folk singer who ironically defined America at a time when there was divisiveness, when there was the Vietnam War, when in fact there was a sense of not belonging to a society by many across the political and racial divide. And I think it's important that we come to terms with the role of the artist, because I am looking at this pantheon of men that we have given accolades today, and in the majority they are artists. And they have, in fact, in more ways than one, been the conscience of the world. I remember, in fact, vividly, Kelvin Pope, who I knew well, and that big, gregarious smile of his. But he was a serious man, and he sang serious music. He sang when it was required that black is beautiful. And he gave a sense of worth to each person in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of their proper place in the community that we refer to as the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago today. I do recall, for example, apart from Kelvin Pope, the power and the music of Winston Devine, the man who created King Austin. And King Austin, in fact, who I always refer to as the Marvin Gaye of Trinidad and Tobago. He had a sweet voice like Marvin Gaye. And he sang Progress, and he sang Who Are Guarding the Guards. And I remember, of course, the genius of Dr. Mungal Patisar, someone whose music was eclectic, who we couldn't come to terms with, who was treated initially with indifference, with uncertainty, and even with great doubt. And now, in fact, the light has shone to the point where now his music is recognized worldwide. And there is, in fact, national acceptance of that genre of music that we once viewed with suspicion. And then, of course, how can I forget, in fact, Raymond Anthony Holman, who, through the genius of his compositions, created in a dynamic way a change never perceived or conceived before, where he produced music exclusively for Pan by a non-Calypsonian. And then I move on to another great, Dr. Earl Lovelace, who received his doctorate today, the master artist. And it is significant that only yesterday, it was in fact also my pleasure to present the same distinction to Dr. Michael Anthony, a colleague of his, and his intellectual equal. Because such is the plane that both of us operate on. And then how could I forget Mr. Errol Mohabia, who, through his diligence and through his vision, was able to create a philosophy in our petroleum industry that has resulted in great boon to us today through the NGC. And finally, hopefully not forgetting anyone, Angelo Bisesising, who now lies in a bed in San Fernando in a critical condition. I recall when he launched his book, he told me, he told us, that in fact his organs were shutting down. And yet, in his 30-something, early 30-something age, he has done far more to light tales of obscurity in the context of our heritage than most politicians, than most anthropologists, most cultural icons, through informing us about our heritage and the importance of protecting that heritage without reservation. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed and we are honored to be in a pantheon of great men. And women. This defining moment is one of great celebration. As Chancellor of this noble institution, in the midst of graduates of 2016, who have been supported ably by professors and teachers of UTT, with your loving parents. Today is the beginning of what I hope will be a distinguished, illustrious, honest career for each of you. One that is marked by your compassion and your selfless service to the development of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. You are now part of our growing intellectual elite, and with your formal education and the wisdom that comes with it, yours is indeed a heavy responsibility. In a society that is demanding progressive transformation and a renewed vision, I implore you to therefore set new goals in your life, new philosophies today, and not be motivated to avoid defeat, but rather be motivated to achieve success. By your daily endeavors, always speak from the heart. When you speak from the heart, you will be fluent, you will be deep, you will be genuine, you will be honest, you will be visionary, and most of all, you will not need a teleprompter to help you say what really needs to be said and what needs to be done. Remember always, you do not have to be elected to have a voice, to do what is right and to defend what is right. As young, critical, and innovative thinkers, never underestimate or undervalue your capacities and your powers of influence, collectively or individually. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, each of you, you have the power of one. It is an indomitable power. Only yesterday, Justice Anthony Lucky, a Trinidadian and Tobagonian citizen, an eminent international jurist and judge of the International Maritime Tribunal, pleaded with the graduates, your colleagues, yesterday, to make the difference, not just a difference. And I will add further, that there is an added sense of urgency in making the difference. It is now, not tomorrow, not next year, but now. Many feel that you must be in a position of authority. You must have money or have some kind of social status to make that difference. Need I remind you that some of the greatest changes that have been wrought in this world of ours have been by persons who were not, and I repeat, were not elected, or persons in authority. We want change in Trinidad and Tobago, but we want things to remain the same. The elected and those in authority are sometimes quite intimidated by those unelected persons with great ideas and limitless vision. But this must never serve as a deterrent to what must be said, what must be actualized, and what must be done by each member of this graduated class of 2016. Therefore, let not the cynicism of circumstance derail you in your quest to conquer and succeed. And remember, success must not be to the expense and detriment of another. Graduates, we are proud of you. Go forth and conquer this world of ours. The world is still a great place with great, wonderful people. And I therefore, in all honesty, wish you sincerely great and wonderful in your life's journey. All the best and all God's blessings. Thank you.